Well, we have the Vail Symposium coming up tonight, and I love all their different talks. It's always so interesting just to go check it out. And tonight is going to be about the history of ranching and art here in Eagle County. And I have Andrew here with the Vail Valley Art Guild.
That's right, yeah.
And you're going to tell us a little bit about what to expect tonight.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to have a presentation through the Vail Symposium about the history of ranching in Colorado. We at the Vail Valley Art Guild have been working on this for 2 years. We went to 16 ranches and we've been documenting them through photography and painting. So we kind of joined forces with the symposium to have a really cool evening at CMC tonight to bring the public in and let them know a little bit about the ranches that are all around us.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a big part of the history here. I mean, everyone thinks of it as a ski resort, but this is what it was before it was a ski resort. And it doesn't take much to the west of us to see, once you get on I-70 and you get towards Walcott, you start seeing sheep and all sorts of stuff.
That's right, yeah, and we have a few ranches that we've covered in that Walcott area up to Burns and McCoy, all the way over to Minturn too. So there's a lot of really stunning landscape in our area, but also a lot of history about the ranchers and their backgrounds as well. So
absolutely, and you guys have some local history professors coming in to talk about that sort of Western Slope ranching history.
That's right. Yeah, we have I think 3 or 4 historians that are speaking tonight. One of which is a history professor at CMC who I think grew up on a ranch as well, so he knows a lot about it. So they're going to give a little presentation, a little historical lecture on the ranches of Colorado, and then after that there'll be an art reception for the photography and the paintings.
Very cool. I was just going to ask about that for the art reception. Is there a big mix in the media? Is it all like photography and?
No, we have almost 300 pieces by about 50 artists. And it ranges from photography to pen and ink illustration, oil painting, pastel. So it runs the gamut, and the work is really stunning. I mean, we hung the show last week, and the students and all the visitors to CMC, they've loved it so far. So if you can make it out, there's some really fantastic art and some really interesting history.
That's really cool. And you said you've been working on this project for about 2 years.
That's right.
So does that mean that you've sort of covered the ranches over like all the seasons, from the winter and, because they must all look really different.
Yeah, it's really interesting. As you walk down the hallway, we've set each ranch in a specific section, and you can kind of look and tell when artists went to the ranches. Some are covered in snow and some have the autumn leaves out, and it's funny because sometimes our artists did the same view but at a different time of year. So it'll be really interesting to see these ranch homesteads kind of covered in snow, and then in the summer it's really interesting. So
very cool. So now if you buy tickets ahead of time, they're usually a little bit less, usually $25 if you buy them ahead of time, usually a little bit more if you get them at the door, although you can still get them at the door if you haven't gone ahead of time and done that. But thank you so much for coming in and telling us and telling us a little bit more about it. Hopefully you can go and then go to the artist reception afterwards and ask the artists some questions.